Hello, my name is Robert Peat and I'm the Director of Social Work and Health, and I'm very pleased to be able to say a few words by way of introduction to the short film about the Early Stage Dementia project. The project began in 2003 and is a project delivered jointly by ourselves in Angus Council Social Work and Health with our colleagues in NHS Tayside. We have a coordinator who provides advice, information and support to people when they have received a diagnosis of early stage dementia, and will also provide support to carers. Our coordinator provides information about the illness, will explain issues around medication, and will also provide information about financial and legal matters. Since 2003, the project has developed a number of relationships with agencies in both the statutory and voluntary sector, and now works particularly closely with Alzheimer's Scotland. The service has also developed a number of support groups. We now have a carer support group, we have a couples lunch club, and also a group for those under 65 who have had a diagnosis of early stage dementia. This film gives an opportunity for people with dementia who have used the service, and also their carers, to tell you about their own experiences of using the early dementia support service.
It is estimated that there are around 63,000 people with dementia in Scotland. Dementia is more common amongst older people, but can also affect younger people.
I think, to begin with, when the illness first starts, your life doesn't change overnight.
It's often quite a difficult time for both the person with dementia and for their family to come to terms with this diagnosis.
Initially, you really don't want to speak about it. Well, you're shell-shocked to get the news in the first place.
I think right at the beginning, Willie couldn't accept it. And he always said to me, don't tell anyone, don't tell anyone. And this went on for quite some time.
Jim's temperament changed as well. His temperament just isn't the same as it was before.
To me, you didn't talk at the start. You do not take it on.
After the consultants make the referral to myself, I'm probably the first person from social work department or health that the individual will come across.
Well, we heard about the early stage dementia worker through Dr. Logie. She asked if we would like to have someone call and help us with things that were maybe more difficult for Jim to cope with.
My base is in Arbroath, and although I'm based there, I cover the whole of Angus, so I am working out in the community, visiting people in their own homes.
To get somebody coming in who is dealing with other people in the same situation and give you lots of little pointers and tell you what's going to happen, it was, that was very good.
I think people are at their most relaxed and at their most comfortable in their own homes. And if you're speaking about a difficult subject, such as dementia, and talking to somebody about how their illness is affecting them and how it's affecting their wife, I think if you're able to do that in a place where the person feels comfortable, that's when you get the best results and the most positive responses from people.
The first visit was more like information gathering, really. We talked about the illness and how it would develop and what sort of things David would need in the future. We talked about financial implications.
I also give advice on benefits and can help people apply for such benefits as disability living allowance if they're under 65 or attendance allowance if they're over 65.
One time Joyce was here, she said that we might be eligible for a care allowance benefit. Joyce organised everything and got the necessary forms, and we filled them all in, and we did get the allowance. But without Joyce, we wouldn't have known anything about benefits.
My role is to get in touch with people and to provide them information, support and reassurance to help them cope with their diagnosis and to give them advice on such things as certain legal matters.
Joyce spoke about power of attorney one time she was here and suggested that it might be a good thing for us to do. It was quite simple. We just went to the solicitor and filled in the forms that had to be filled in, and that was it. Quite a simple thing to do, really.
Part of the remit of my job is to work with carers and to explain to carers how the illness will affect their relative, and to give them some advice and some information about how best to handle certain situations, and to talk to people about coping strategies that might help.
I don't know where we would have been without her, actually, because she gave us an insight into the illness and how it was something that you could accept.
A lot of my work involves one-to-one contact with people, because a lot of individuals do not want to become involved in a group setting and find it all a little overwhelming, the thought of having to discuss their problems and the difficulties they're facing in front of other people.
The Voyager Club is an active group for younger people with early stage dementia. They meet every 3 weeks and participate in a wide range of indoor and outdoor activities. This group provides excellent peer support and gives members the opportunity to share their feelings about how dementia affects them and to make new friendships.
They almost created a group specifically for them, because there wasn't such a thing. It's helped him, I think, in a way, come to grips with what's happening with him, because he can see that it's happening to other people. It's not just him.
The WASPs, or Women's Alzheimer's Support Pals, has been jointly organised with Alzheimer's Scotland for the wives and partners of the Voyager Club. This group meets monthly on a Wednesday evening. The members get a great deal of support from each other, and the coordinators can offer advice on a range of matters.
For us to be able to speak to each other about what's happening with our husbands it's just been great, because no one else can really understand what it's like unless you're actually living with someone with dementia. Sharing the ways that we've come up with dealing with things, I think's kind of helped us all in a way. I think the WASPs has probably been most beneficial to me. It's the only thing, really, that is dedicated to the carer rather than the sufferer. And it's both of us that are going through dementia.
We also make a point of keeping the groups quite small, a small number of people in the groups, because people with dementia often find that if they go into a large group of individuals, that they can feel overwhelmed and threatened.
The Couples Lunch Club is where we introduce two couples together, one of whom has a diagnosis of early stage dementia, over an informal lunch.
Well, that has been fantastic, because it helped me seeing somebody else in the same situation as Bruce, and it helped Elizabeth that she could talk to me about things that was worrying her that she wouldn't talk to her friends about.
We would always hope that we can encourage people to carry on being involved in any of the activities that they've previously been involved in, and to carry on with hobbies such as golf and bowling and anything else that they have been involved in. It may mean that they have to make a few adjustments to the way in which they participate in these hobbies, but the main thing is that they do continue to be involved.
We still go to the bowling club, and we go to their social events, and we went to the amateur operatic last Saturday. To Guys and Dolls.
Well, certainly not hermits. No, absolutely not.
And most of his friends are in the seniors golf.
Yeah.
But he won't even go at the weekly games now.
Yeah. I would like to go, but I don't want anybody spoiling their own game, having to look after me,
Other things that I can become involved in is raising awareness of dementia through the Managed Care Network for Dementia. I have been part of a group that has been organising activities for Dementia Awareness Week, and there's a number of different events have been organised throughout Angus, Dundee and Perth.
Initially you don't want to tell people outside the family. There always is this stigma.
But now when I go out, if I go out for anywhere, first thing I do is I tell them that I have Alzheimer's straight away, so that they know that there could be problems and things like that.
When an individual is given the diagnosis of early stage dementia, they need to inform the Department of Vehicle Licensing Authority.
When Jim was diagnosed, Dr. Logie said that we would have to contact the DVLA and let them know Jim had to sit a test. And that was it. He got an annual licence then.
I informed the DVLA and he was put on a 1-year licence, which was renewed, but now he's no longer driving. But that's things you don't think about. You realise that the driving abilities are, decreasing. And you really don't think about, we'll have to inform the DVLA about this. And if you hadn't informed us, we wouldn't have been able to.
I have access to any of the consultants that make a referral to me, so if there are any problems arising, I can contact the relevant consultant and arrange perhaps for somebody to get an earlier clinic appointment to have a problem dealt with quickly.
If there's any difficulties at all with anything, we just pick up the phone and Joyce is there.
Excellent service.
I don't really worry that much about the future. You've made the sacrifice for your children, you've made the sacrifice to buy your house, so you think, that's it. My life's moving on to its next stage, and then it's not. It's a same stage, but just a totally different path from what you expected it to be. So, yeah, I think it can be quite scary, but not too scary.
I thought, well, I'm stuck with it. I might as well make the most of it. I'm still here. Good looks, charm and personality get you through.
If you or a family member think you're having problems with your memory, then the first person you should contact is your GP. Not all memory problems are due to dementia, and your GP may refer you to a specialist doctor to find out what is causing your problems. Further investigations, such as a brain scan, might need to be arranged. If you're told that you're likely to have dementia, you may feel that you need more support and advice, and a chance to talk things through with someone. Your relatives might also feel that they need more information about the condition. Further information can be found by following the options at the end of this DVD.